My name is Mohammed. I'm here with Osama. Osama, how are you doing today?
I am good. I am blessed. Actually, yeah, I'm good. I'm blessed. Thankfully, even though when you're not right in the head, you got to be like on top of your game. I believe that's the way to go. How are you, broski? Haven't
I'm
seen you in a
okay.
minute.
Yeah, it's been a while. We've been super busy. Obviously, we haven't uploaded an episode. Well, an episode came out last week. Obviously, Can't Rush Greatness with Sal Houdini. Amazing episode. Listen to that.
One of my
But,
favorite episodes.
there's no episode before that. Reason why I was in Quebec for a trip, so I was gone for a few days. But obviously, we made up
Tell them
for it.
about
With
your
what?
trip. Tell them about
Pardon?
your trip. Tell them about your trip. You almost. What happened to you?
It's not
We
really.
won't. We won't expose that. But how was your trip though?
My trip was amazing. So I won't get into the inside stuff, but just like a surface level, amazing. Reason why, yeah, I was in the place is called, I don't want to butcher it. It's like Saint Faustin La Carrere. Like I'm not French, so either way, it's a
All those
seven
French
hour
fans are
drive.
coming at you, bro.
From Oakville, it's 7 hours. And just to be in the mountains of northern Quebec and the scenery and the fresh air and just the lake and everything, it was so beautiful and mesmerizing. And I needed that trip just like any other person that needs a vacation. You just need to detach yourself, obviously, from your current surroundings and life and everything. You just need to
Yeah.
just relax, and just to be out there with the guys. Obviously, Osama knows a lot of them are high school buddies. Only time ever gonna hear me say the word buddies. Uh, people we went
Yeah.
to high school with. So yeah, it was nice to just get out for a few days, and obviously we're
Nice.
back. So once you come back, fresh mind, fresh spirit, and just
And
continue
even
on the pathway. So it was
when
nice.
things go wrong, you still gotta go.
Exactly, exactly.
But I'm glad you
So
had fun, bro. You definitely needed it because for everyone listening, Muhammad doesn't take a lot of vacations. This guy's always
no,
busy, so I guess it was definitely needed for him. And yeah, just to go back, I know usually like we're pretty consistent, but obviously this break was much needed. And yeah, so and by the way, I want to say Sal Houdini, if you are listening, I want to thank you to all his fans if you are listening. I love that episode. We hit him up short notice, and he was down to do it. Obviously, it was supposed to come out Wednesday, the 21st, but it ended up coming Thursday. So for people who actually don't know, we actually recorded the episode the one day before it came out, and we
yeah,
had to edit it, fix it up. So you guys are welcome. We obviously wanted to give you that episode, and now it's a top five episode.
yeah. Shout out to everyone that listened to it, and hopefully, yeah, there are ways subscribers and ways listeners, and you went back and listened to the old episodes. If not, obviously, you'll listen to our new episodes,
You,
and
have you? You know what's funny is I went back to listen to our old episodes. I'm like, bro, we sound so different. We sound so weird. I don't know why.
yeah, I think yeah, we talked to this obviously off air. It's just like every 20 to 25 episodes, there's like an evolution in
Yeah,
ways. And yeah, that just comes with experience,
like
obviously. Experience
exactly.
is the best teacher.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's gonna get to a point where it's just like you can do it with your eyes closed.
Yeah. Yeah. At this point, like, it's funny because obviously, like, you meet people, they're like, oh, I'm starting a podcast. What do I do? This and that and the third and stuff. And for us, it's just like it's second nature because we put in
Exactly.
like over 100 hours of footage that no one has ever seen. Plus, obviously, we've done so much on camera as well. And
For
the funny thing
sure.
is, even though we're audio only, because obviously our videos are not up on YouTube, we still are technically doing video, just seeing each other. So it's pretty much the exact same thing. So we're not losing that
Yeah.
touch of being on camera and stuff, right? And plus, like we do so much offline. It's just like it's so natural. Like Waze is not even a
Yeah.
podcast; it's a lifestyle, right? This is literally us in life. So
That's one
it's
hundred
just
percent
normal.
agreed. So today, guys, I don't think we have an actual topic, but I had a fun idea if you're actually down for it.
Of course, anything for the listeners.
So we
Let's
could do would
let's
you
do that.
rather interesting would you rather questions and actually have a conversation about them and see maybe because a lot of the times people haven't seen different sides of us.
Yeah.
So maybe we could I'll ask a few questions and I'll see where your mind's at. I'll see where my mind is at.
Are you using the app? Like,
No, I'm using
what are those?
I just found this Sign Up Genius on I'll send you the link on Instagram.
I remember back in the day. I don't know. It was like, yeah, probably like high school. I remember we used to play Would You Rather and stuff. And these have these weird ass questions
Honestly,
and
they
everything.
have well, we're not gonna ask weird questions like some people do.
You know what we should have done? Obviously, like we didn't know. I'm pretty sure it's like Would You Rather's like more like not motivational, but more like life inspiring, like more like cool
These are
decisions.
some of them are life inspiring. I can ask the first question for you.
No worries.
Okay, so the first question is, well, I'm not going in chronological order. I'm just picking up random numbers. So, would you rather have the details of your financial life or your love life made public?
Ask that one more time.
Would you rather
Yeah.
would you rather have the details of your financial life or your love life made public?
You know what's funny? I think this is what we're gonna do. Send me a link to the same website, so we'll go
I
back and
did,
forth.
I did.
All
So I
right,
sent
what
it
do
on
you think?
Instagram. So I want you to also pick up questions as well that you
Yeah.
find interesting. So I
And
want to hear your answer.
what I'm thinking is, for the people listening, should we do like before I give my answer, you guess my answer and why, or should I just give my answer? What do you think?
So what we'll do is we'll give them time to think. So we'll ask the question again. I'll ask my question again. And so for everybody listening, so what we're gonna do is I guess something fun on the spot is kind of thought of it. We'll ask the question. We'll give you guys time to think. Like we'll give you 5 seconds to think of what we're gonna say, and then we'll say the answer.
Okay, no problem.
This way, I want to see if they, because even a lot of our friends might not even know these answers that we're gonna say.
Okay. And so yeah, I'll give my answer
So
just one more time.
I'll ask the question one more time. So for everyone
Yep.
who just is tuned in or just came in, the question is we're asking, would you rather have the details of your financial life or love life made public?
Easily the first, the details of my financial life. Why? It's because I don't care about money. I don't have I'm not a money motivated person. I have no like attachment or love for money. It doesn't really
Yeah.
concern me or anything at all. And
Mm-hmm.
obviously, like God willing, if I make a lot of money, it's all blessings from God. Middle,
Agreed.
all blessings from God.
Agreed.
If not, blessings from God. It doesn't mean that when
Yeah.
I say I'm not motivated by money that I don't care about making money so my family would suffer. Obviously not. I put in the work to obviously put myself in a position to help those in need that are obviously
Yeah.
close and not close to me. But at the same time, as far as
Understood that.
financials, it doesn't mean anything. So I'd rather have that public,
Over your
my love
oh
life. No, obviously that's
yeah.
something that's sacred. Get a hold on to that because in the social media era, if everything's exposed, why would you expose the one thing that's supposed to be meant for you in closed doors? It's that simple. And plus, like,
Um
if people are like, "Oh, I don't believe you," look at reality shows. Look at couples who literally live their relationship online. They can't go back to being private because it doesn't mean anything.
yeah.
Simple.
I agreed. And I just I want to add on to your point. I agree 100%. Actually would have said the same thing as you had you asked me that question.
Yeah.
Because I'm like I'm a private person. People get mad when you say you're a private person. It's like, no, man, I gotta be like, it's funny. I read a quote. I just want to make it quick and short.
Mhm.
And the speaker was saying, don't tell your friends everything because once you stop being friends, they have ammo on you. And if they ever, depending on how the relationship ended, they can use stuff to like make you look bad or to do whatever. Because obviously, when you're friends, like you're always there for each other. But when things go wrong, you don't know what the person's intention is at this point, right? So that's why you got to pick and choose even if you have to lie sometimes to certain people, do that because it's not always good to like say everything about everyone. But yeah, that was my first question to you.
That's an amazing question. The question I have for you is it's a really good question. Would you rather have a rewind button or a pause button on your life? That's an amazing question.
Damn. Would you rather have a rewind button or a pause button? Yo, honestly, bro, I want to have a pause button because time is something we can't take for granted. We need to always talk about time. It's funny enough, like like majority of our conversations are about time, and I feel sometimes I want to put a pause on the world
Yeah.
and just sit down because sometimes like obviously I got advice from you yesterday. Sometimes you want to put pause on your life and just sit back and like kind of sink it all in because like you think when you're going through stuff, whether it's good or bad.
Hmm.
My case, like in my case, just good, but obviously it's just obviously trying to get a clarity of an answer. But pause, rewind. I'm not. I don't like. I've said this before in previous podcasts. I'm not someone who wants to go back in time just to like rewind my life. Don't believe in that. I believe that yeah, you have one life, and that's one life is for a reason. But pause is something interesting. I don't think I've ever been asked that question before. I would put a pause in my life and just sit down and take it all in, and just kind of figure out my next steps, and like use that to like give myself more time to think of my next move.
That's an amazing answer. And yeah, I guess the same thing for me. I rather have a pause button. And I think that's something that we work on constantly, talking about both of us and other people that we know. We're just closed minded. Obviously, Time goes by, you can't stop it, nor can you rewind the past. Obviously, you can learn from the past. So in the meanwhile, we just try to be present, and with the present, you try to do as best as you can to respect the present and try to, just uphold it. So I guess if that's the closest thing to pausing, then yeah, we do our best to get to that point. So I definitely agree with you on that.
I love that. I have a bro. These questions are actually insane.
Amazing.
Oh, here's a tough one. Here's a tough one. Would you feel worse if no one showed up to your wedding or to your funeral?
Oh, that's easy. Funeral.
I knew you were gonna say that.
That's easy. That is
That that
easy,
that.
man.
But
That
I'll
is
say one thing.
easy.
I guarantee a lot of people would be saying wedding though,
Of course, of course.
because they think of the present like, oh, how dare they? But obviously, your funeral, you don't know who's gonna show up.
But I think that's a beautiful question because it just shows the thinking pattern of someone, like who's thinking in the
The
obviously in the
present.
future, close future, nearby future, or someone's thinking way ahead. So for me, easily the funeral. The wedding, that doesn't matter because number one, when it comes to your wedding,
The less
uh,
people, the better, bro.
even then, even if you have a big wedding, mashallah. But at the end of the day, it's like it's gonna happen and it's gonna be a memory. And after that, it's
Yeah, of
just
course.
it becomes your wedding. It's just a wedding day and stuff, right? And to be
Exactly.
honest, like the wife to be and the wives and the mothers, like they have a lot of control and say so and all that stuff. So as a man, it's just like you just want to get married to get over with. So uh so obviously the wedding, people are gonna come regardless, whether you're friends and whatever, like the people are gonna come regardless. Funeral, that is different, man. Can you imagine no one showing up to your funeral?
You know what's funny? We spoke about this. I remember we said you
Imagine if
said
only five people showed up or something. Only five. Five
that would
people
suck.
showed up.
Well, you know what's funny is like you said to me the other day, you're like, we're talking about like I guess Judgment Day, whatever, and you're like, yo, well, and obviously like we're talking about this time, I guess death too, and you were
Yeah.
like, yo, the actions you do now, right? Like
Hmm.
imagine if you have, let's say for example, out of like 100 people let's say for example, 80 people showed up.
Yeah,
That means 80 people come to support you. That's like 80 like prayers, like to care
of
for you
course.
that they're there. Now, if you beefed every single person
Yeah,
because you did that wrong. It was like on you. It's like sometimes people it's on them and you stop and that's different. But if you made everybody wrong, no one comes. That means there's no one there to pray for you. No one there to feel sympathy for you.
yeah,
Imagine your
man.
own family maybe not even coming for you. Some people don't come to their own family members because they're
I
like,
remember, like, that's the thing. Like, people don't even show up, and when the thoughts and the name come about you, they speak ill about you, even after you're gone.
100%.
And bro, that's the worst feeling to have as a human being. Knowing that the
Yeah,
life that you put in, all that time and effort and communications and connections and whatever, that all went to waste. That was you failed the test. Pretty much. You
100%.
failed the test. So for me, it's like forget the wedding, the funeral, that's the biggest thing, bro. I rather have, and you know what's funny? COVID showed me a lot because we've never seen it, obviously. When COVID happened, the funerals, the number was only down to 10 people because of
Mm-hmm.
COVID, right? So even religious matters, it was at a point where it's only like 5 people could go to a funeral or 10 people going to a funeral. So can you imagine people who passed away, obviously from such a sickness we never seen before, and then to know that the
Exactly.
whole family couldn't come, only 5 to 10 people, but at least that's under certain circumstances that we understand. But imagine if it's not with such a thing on place, and it's just because of your terrible, terrible aura that you had for 70 to 80 to 90 to 100 years, God forbid.
Yeah, you said it right, bro. Couldn't agree more. Where's your? Oh,
Ooh.
I know this guy found it interesting.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's a yeah. Okay, let me ask Osama this question. When you're old, would you rather die before or after your spouse?
Um, damn, that's tough. Honestly, damn, bro, died before or after my spouse. I don't know. Maybe before. I feel like hypothetically speaking, if we all lived 100 years old or whatever, I mean, she's obviously like younger than me. I think that because obviously religiously speaking, having
Mhm.
a good wife.
Hmm.
gets you to higher, gets you a better place in heaven,
Of course.
right? So I believe that if I have a good wife and we spent that much long time, I know that she'll be praying for me. So I probably want to die before
Hmm.
her. Damn, that's tough. But and also after, also the reason why I'm saying after I don't want to do it because like think about it, like, what if all your friends are passed away and you're the only one living?
Yeah.
Because people and that's the thing. So I feel like, and I think women are also better emotionally. Like women actually live a little bit longer after
Longer.
their
Way
husbands
longer.
pass away, as
Yeah.
opposed to when their wife passes away before they don't live as much because men need another woman in their life, right?
Yeah.
It's funny how the human brain works. So I would probably live before, and I would obviously I probably want to like die before her because again, emotional women are much more stronger than men.
No, yeah, it's amazing you brought up that point because a lot of men, obviously, as you know, whenever the spouses dies, they die only a few years after because just the sadness and the pain. And emotionally, we're not as adept or strong as women, obviously, right? Uh, my answer, I rather stay.
You would like after?
Yeah, I rather go after. Only reason why is because I know I'll be emotionally strong enough to deal with it if
Yeah.
she goes first. And plus, I need all the time in the world to make sure that I put myself in the best position to go to heaven, obviously.
Yeah.
And if she does pass, God forbid, before me, I'll do like you said, just to honor her, pray for her, and make things that are donating as far as charity matters, whether it's a well, schools, wheelchairs, whatever it takes just to increase the amount of amana she'll get in the hereafter, right? Inshallah. So
Hmm.
I'm just gonna do that work, that mission, like that life mission for her through me, obviously, right? So I rather stay after because obviously I want all the time in the world. But in a situation that I go first, like you said, I know that should definitely do what I want to do for her because that's your partner, right? So it makes
Agreed,
sense.
bro. It's too many good ones. It's kind of hard to pick. Ooh.
It's a really good website.
Yeah. Would you rather be known for your intelligence or your good looks? And let me tell you something. Even though it seems easy, this is also hard because
What is not for me?
I know what you're gonna say.
Just based on my life, I don't think I got the good looks compliments.
You have or you haven't.
Not as much as I thought I'd get. Kind of actually bet it's actually the opposite, to be honest. Obviously not like serious people roasting whatever, right? But
You would.
easily all those buckets, yo, I'll drop 50 on you guys. Uh Easily the first one. Known for the intelligence, easy. Yeah. Only reason why because good looks, man, that comes with a price. Actually, both of them comes with a price, to be honest. Intelligence, which is a good thing, but at the same time, people will actually envy you, be jealous of you because of that, and the things that you will do, and maybe because of that, you want to do harm to you, physically, mentally, or spiritually, and stuff, right? And that's happened throughout history, and that continues to happen, as we
Yeah.
know. Good looks, obviously, that's nothing bad that any person wouldn't want, but at the
Hmm.
same time, that does come with a price.
Yes.
Obviously, with the good looks, you are drawn to so much of attention that if you do
Hmm.
not know how to abstain from it, you'll completely lose your mind because since you have so much access to the other gender, that's not normal as far as how to conduct yourself relationship wise and just multiple threads of in and outs and just constant barrage of different women, all that stuff, that's not normal. So obviously, if you look at the Prophet Yusuf alayhi salam, like his story and how he was able to be such
Yes.
a beautiful pillar of that standard, we could all
Yeah.
learn from that, right? So if you take the opposite route, just look at these models, right? Like imagine a guy with all the good looks in the world. Like, yeah, he might be having fun with all these girls and everything, but at the same time, he doesn't know who he is. He doesn't know what he wants because he's connecting so much different emotions and feelings and thoughts and concepts of what he wants as far as the perfect image of a woman. And he's never going to find it because he's exposed to so much. And by the time he tries to find it, he's not the same individual that you knew with a good heart. So, yeah, easily the intelligence. Easily.
Can
Because
I,
only
yo, can I add on to what you just said? I obviously, for people who know me really, really, really well, obviously, school marks wise, pretty stupid. Good
Mhm.
looks wise, bro, I did not. People did not find me like a lot of girls did not even find. Like I did not get good looks from until I guess I got a lot older. Like legit, I was not even looked at as that guy. Hell no, bro. Man, we were just like that guy who just makes people laugh. It's like, yo, come make me laugh. But all jokes aside, I don't know what I would actually say because, like, again, because I just from previous experience, I was never really called smart. Like I know
Mhm.
I'm an intelligent person and good looking person, bro. I consider myself ugly to be honest with you. So um it's not like I don't know what I would choose with that question. It's kind of really hard, but if obviously I had to pick between the two, obviously it would be I would rather be known for my intelligence because like obviously good looks. Let's be honest here, love is in the eye of the beholder.
Mhm.
So I remember we were talking me and someone else, and you're like, I only need one person to find me attractive. I don't care about the rest of the people,
One
and
man.
that's really it. So that's why I would rather just go for intelligence because at the end of the day, it's only one person ever going to find you attractive. Out of 8 billion people in the world, only
Yeah,
one person going to find you attractive.
it's true.
I have an
Uh,
interesting question for you.
I thought it was my turn.
No, you. Oh yeah, it is your turn. Yeah. My bad. My bad.
This one's a tough question. I didn't even see this. I was wanting to ask you something else, and I saw this. I'm like, oh, I gotta ask this one. Would you rather lose your vision or your hearing? That is, man,
I would actually rather lose my hearing.
really?
Let me tell you why. You are because when you lose your hearing, right? There's ways of getting around that. You can get hearing aids. You can do whatever. If I'm just giving it, and also hypothetically speaking, let's say that's not the case. You don't have to hear people talking about you. You're just focused on your own thoughts.
Yeah,
Vision, you're still able to see with your own eyes how people act. You're seeing right, and I believe I need to see what's around me. Right, and maybe who knows, bro? People say when you have a lack of a sense of something, a sense of something else becomes much more stronger.
hmm
Yeah, but I
yeah.
would definitely choose vision.
The reason why I looked is just my brother is just acting like a bucket. That's why.
Oh, true.
Yeah, he's taking out, I think, cherries. I don't know what the heck he's grabbing. Uh, uh, no, beautiful answer. For me, it's actually vision.
Really?
That's the hardest thing to give up, obviously, for a person like myself or you. But it's funny.
You would keep your hearing over your vision?
Yeah, it's the
Damn.
hardest thing in the world. And the funny thing is, it's crazy. Like I've seen this before. Well, I saw it last time before I went to sleep, and it was a narration where like Allah says like a person who gives up, like a person who is pretty much becomes blind eventually in his life, Allah reward them obviously with the paradise, right? Just
Mm,
being patient. If a person loses the best two things to him, which is are his eyes, obviously, and is patient and complacent
yes,
throughout the rest of his lifetime, Allah will grant him with paradise, obviously, right? And I read that
no, for
last night before I
sure.
went to sleep, which is interesting. And even though obviously that's the narration, it's harder when it's put into action, as we all know. Like, can
Agreed.
you just imagine going blind towards the end of your life? That's the hardest thing in the world. But
Hmm.
for me, I think, to be honest, the reason why I rather lose the vision is because the vision is not going anywhere. Even though I can't see, it's not going anywhere. And yeah, I'll be patient and complacent with that reward in mind. And to be honest, I rather hear because that notion of hearing others and sounds and everything, that's something I cannot lose. And I know we talked about it before in another episode, early in the podcast,
Hmm.
when I talked about how my pet peeve was sound
Yeah,
growing
I
up for
remember
the
that.
longest time, right? So as I get older, especially now, I want to have more appreciation for that. So if I could choose, if I grew up having such a negative mindset about sound, I definitely want to end it with a better appreciation and love for it. So I'd rather do that.
Damn, interesting. You say that, and that episode, by the way, is almost a year ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago, long time ago.
Here's a tough question, bro. I don't. This is actually tough. I'm still having trouble answering it. Would you rather be able to take back anything you say, or hear every conversation around you?
Would you rather be able to take back everything you said or hear every conversation around you?
Yeah, it's actually tough.
That's an annoying question, man.
You know why it's an annoying question? Because imagine all the things you did say that you want to take back, and all the conversation you heard around you about other people or about yourself and whatever.
That's an annoying converse. That's I hate both scenarios. To be honest, to take back everything I said, I can't because if I do that, I'm not who I am now. Obviously, right? So
Yeah.
you can't take back everything you said. I want to be who I am now at this current time and age.
If
If
you
I
took
took
back,
back everything I said, right?
yeah,
Especially the things that are wrong, because obviously through that you learn the mistakes. And technically, arguably, it's not an argument, it's a fact. This wouldn't be the case if I did that, right? So, as far as the podcast right now, which is another story. So I definitely want to go with that. The other one, I guess, hear everyone's conversation. That'd be so annoying, man. I'd have to choose that one, even though I don't want to, but I'd rather choose that one to hear everyone's conversations. But I would use it to my benefit, obviously, just to know that, hey, whatever you hear that's good for you, apply it. Whatever's not good for you, don't do it. And just to save myself from being annoyed from the world, I'll just be more isolated, man. As far as my living surroundings.
yeah. I honestly, I think that's one where I could fully agree to what you said because all the other ones I feel were quite different in a sense. Obviously, if we went down in further detail, but this one's in specific, I don't regret anything that I say. Obviously, there's times where you look back in life, you're like, not happy about this moment, obviously, but you're a different man today or a different woman today because of that. But to hear everything conversation that's said around you is annoying in a sense because let's say, for example, someone's like talking trash about your boy or about your family members, and you're hearing that obviously you can't do anything. You're just sitting here hearing,
Mm-hmm.
or someone saying something about you that from someone, it's like someone heard something about you that someone else said that knows you. So it's obviously tough. I'm probably gonna go with that one as well, mind you, because I believe, and I think a lot of people will definitely choose the other option, where they would take back stuff they said. But I'm in the explain not explain. I'm in the statement where I don't believe in regret, and I'm gonna stick with that.
What I have for you is, would you rather be a kid your whole life or an adult your whole life?
If you asked me this question a couple years ago,
Yeah,
I would have said kid.
agreed. Agreed.
If you ask me this question now, I want to say adult. The reason being is adult because there's something special about there's something special about having an ambiguous like life that's unknown that
Mm-hmm.
you can create on your by yourself, as opposed to a kid. You're always gonna be a kid. It's nothing fun. Like kid can get boring, especially like if you're a kid now. Like I can only assume how boring it can be, right? So I would like if you asked me back when I was like maybe early 20s, I would definitely have said kid. If
Yeah.
you ask me now, bro, at 26, definitely an adult. And I don't care with all the BS that comes with it. Like I went through so much stuff and I can handle it. And I can handle much more. But yeah, I can't be a kid, bro. It's just I see kids these days. I'm like, nah, I'd rather off myself.
Yeah. Same thing for me. Yeah, a few years ago, if you asked me, I would have been a kid, obviously, right? Just everything about being a kid in our childhood and how much we cherished it and all that stuff. But at the same time, for your whole life, as time evolves, you're still gonna be a kid. So the kids now, I'm not hating on you guys or anything, but man, to be doing TikTok dances and all these things and social media being more like just more evasive and just more part of your life than ever, it's so annoying for me as a person that's very private. I just to
Yeah,
myself. So I easily do not want to be a kid. Back then, of course. And obviously, like you said, being an adult, and we're just in the beginning of our adulthood, obviously, but things that we've learned so much on our own, obviously, and
yeah,
just together too in the past few years has
yeah,
been an amazing experience. And obviously, to know that you could have that with a partner that's meant for you, and to know that you could have that with a lineage that's going to come under you as far as your own kids and then grandkids as well. Bro, that's a blessing that you wouldn't ever want to give up. So with that, easily adulthood. Uh, yeah, and you get to rely. Yeah, I'd rather be an adulthood. I rather sorry, I'd rather be an
like,
adult my entire life because yeah, as time changes and evolves, I'm an adult, so I know what I want. I know how to
hmm
act regardless with people. I know how to communicate my thoughts, my ideas, even better. And yeah, I just know how to just be me, which is
agreed.
you want more than ever.
I know. How long do you want to go? Do you want to do like one more each, or do you want to two more each?
One more each. I hear
One more each.
I
All
heard
right.
the big man
So
getting ready to come downstairs.
my last one is: would you rather end hunger or hatred?
Damn.
Annoying question.
Okay, easy. Not easy, obviously. uh, hatred. Hatred. Yeah. The reason why I rather end
I'm
hatred.
surprised. I'm surprised you said that. I thought you were gonna say hunger.
No. Only reason why is because that's the thing, Osama. Like people don't really know us. So when I give my
Yeah,
answer, people are like, man, this guy's full of crap. But you know me, and other people that
yeah.
really know me, they understand. Like I'm not BSing, right? But obviously,
Uh-huh.
someone that might live in Canada or some part of the world just listening to us, but okay, this guy is capping, whatever, right? Um, Easily hatred because Marvin Gaye said it best. Love is how you conquer hate. Number one, and number
Uh-huh.
two, like man, just people hate is such a strong feeling. Forget the word, it's such a strong feeling. So they hate someone and someone else and a group of people because of tribalism, race, and all these things,
Religion.
class and religion. Like it is so heavy. And if we're able to literally decrease it to a huge amount on everyone's part just by learning how to communicate with others and respect everyone else's beliefs and ideals and systems, that obviously makes sense. The world will be in such a better place. Now, with that, there'll still be hunger. I have no problem with that because if that means that we all have to become, we all have to suffer, let's say, like with less hatred, we have to share our food. So obviously, us living in the first world countries have to share our crops and our resources and everything more with the other side of the world. So therefore, we eat less than we usually eat, which is actually an overconsumption normally because we have the
Yeah,
access to it. I have no problem with that. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to have that as far as reality. To know that if people on the other side of the world are able to eat a full meal, which is clean, nourishing, and healthy, just to make sure that there's no hate amongst people in any land, that's a no-brainer for me. People won't believe it, but
yeah.
it
Well,
doesn't concern me. Because obviously, if you
I
meet me in
think
person, you'll just see them for real, right? So
I think in my opinion, it's kind of hard to already end hunger, as it is, because you see people now they're selfish, right? And that
yeah,
comes through hatred. And if you end hatred, in my opinion, and bro, a small take is like like this is why I chose to be an adult because when you're a kid, you can't tell the difference between why you hate someone. But when you're an adult, you can listen. When you break it down, you're like, this is petty. I hope do good for this person. I'm gonna move on, regardless of how I feel about the situation that happened at hand. I definitely would choose to end hatred because I feel like now more than ever, because due to social media, there's so much hate amongst like the world, and people like I could say something to you about someone, or they could say something to you about me, and because of that, it's already a beef. Like look at rappers, bro. Like rappers or celebrities, these guys will hear one thing, which is not probably not even true, and they're already beefing. So obviously, pretty much toxic. And I feel with hatred, you're putting your life at risk.
agreed, totally agree. For the last one, I
Last
guess
one, make it good.
I'll make it fun because like obviously this is like super super like some super like obviously inspiring stuff, but just to have
Yeah.
like a fun one, just for casual people, obviously. No offense. Uh, the last one would be: would you rather be Batman or Spider Man?
Damn.
You know what's funny? Before you give your answer, it's easier to have this like when you're an adult versus when you're a child. It's a definite answer, but now us
Yeah,
in the middle, it's kind of tough to choose. But I'll let you go first.
it is tough. I think when I was a kid, I probably would have said Batman. I think now I would say Spider Man because Batman to me like he's just like a human who's just in a costume. But
Yeah,
Spider Man actually is like he's part of the Avengers. He can like he has actual powers that he can use. I probably use Spider Man 2 bro is like probably gonna get laughed at, but I would definitely choose Spider Man. Also, I'm a bigger Marvel fan than I am a DC guy.
wait, you're choosing Spider Man?
Yeah, I'm choosing Spider Man.
Oh, okay, okay. I thought you were choosing Batman.
Now I would have
Uh,
chose Batman if I was a kid.
really?
Yes, because
I thought it was all the way around.
Batman was one of my favorite superheroes as a kid. Him and Superman.
I like when I said that, I thought like most people would choose Spider Man as a child, and
Yeah,
then as an adult, pick Batman. For myself, it's really tough with you, Spider-Man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, Same reason answer. But the thing is, the funny thing about Spider-Man, Osama, like he never really grows up, but he's such a mature. He's not really much. Like he's mature enough, but he never really grows up.
Uh-huh.
And Batman never wants to be young. Like
Yeah,
he's
Batman's
always
also rich too, so
he's
I
also
forgot that.
rich too, right? And yeah, I think to be honest, I'd rather be Spider-Man because man, to swing around for
Bro,
hours on hours,
your
that is
boy's a Tony
so
Stark,
funny.
bro.
That is so funny.
For all
No,
the
it's not
guys,
fun. Sorry,
for
fun.
all the guys that are wanting to go on dates, skip traffic, you hold your girl, you just swing with her.
Yeah, that's so fun. Meanwhile, like
Yeah.
Batman. Wait, did you call him Tony Stark?
No, I'm saying your boy's a Tony Stark.
Oh, sorry. And then yeah, meanwhile, Batman, Bruce Wayne, you're just like depressed all the time, man. Like you're always depressed, no matter what you have. Like you're always depressed in Gotham and like city's
Yeah.
so dark.
And
Like,
Joker
bro,
keeps kicking his ass though.
you have to drink coffee every single day. Like, no, it's just no. I'd rather be Spider-Man. Easy,
Facts.
easy.
I love
Yeah.
this episode.
Thank you so
Pretty
much.
fun. Guys, we did a fun episode for you because this was legit like last like it was we did it on the spot, so
Yeah,
we had nothing to
definitely
talk
on the
about.
spot.
If you guys, by the way, we haven't said this in a long time, but before we end it, if you have anything you wanted to talk about, let us know. We'll talk about it. Share our 2 cents. With that being said, follow us on Ways 2.0. Follow myself on Kusa 300. Follow my boy Mohammed Al Hassan at Mohammed.global. We drop every Wednesday, Ways Wednesday. World Ascending Youth Sound. We out.
Peace.
Peace.